We had seen a soft patch for the consumer in the first quarter, so that data kind of hinting that perhaps we can set that to one side again, and the hope is that it picks up going forward.
Yeah, look, I think our narrative on the consumer is that the consumer's actually been extraordinarily rational. They learned about the tax cuts in Q4. There was some optimism around the holiday season, got the credit card balances up a bit. Actually have to file our taxes April 15th. Don't really know exactly kind of what the experience is going to be on refunds. We're going to see those refunds now, just about right now in the middle of the second quarter. And I think we're going to see a very steady consumer for the balance of the year. But we know that the U.S. consumer has been very, very, very rational this cycle, not overextending. They run the balances up and they take them back down. And we think we're going to continue to see that pattern. Now, given the jobs market continues to be strong, wages are stable, I think our outlook is for a consumer that is going to continue to drive consumption 3-4%.
I'm just watching the U.S. dollar ticking a little bit higher there off the back of those numbers there, which is just a broader theme that we're seeing in the markets.
Yeah, mildly encouraging, I think it's fair to say.
Yes.
But what about the state of the debt of the consumer? Are they leveraging up in the household?
Yeah, so we've begun to see debt levels come back up, but they're nowhere near where they were back in 2006, 2007.
So not enough to concern you at this point?
Not at all.
And what about, as we push throughout the rest of this year, I mean, questions about the fundamentals, the underlying fundamentals of this market, particularly when you look at earnings season and the sort of lack of follow-through from what's been a pretty strong season. Do you buy into this idea that we've seen peak earnings this quarter, or are we not so concerned?
Look, I don't think we've necessarily seen peak earnings. I think we're going to see peak earnings maybe in Q2, Q3. The much bigger issue is what multiple are we putting on the earnings. So we think earnings are going to be fine. We think the economy is going to be fine. But this is a market that is growing older and is probably going to put a lower incremental multiple on those earnings.